Okay. Yes. Anyone can confirm if my screen is visible, my voice is audible.
Yes, Prabhuji. Screen is clear and voice is also audible.
Okay. So shall we start? Uh,
Yes, Prabhuji.
one minute is left. Okay. So I'll wait for 1 minute, then we will start. Okay. Till that I'll do kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes. So so we shall start now. Okay. Let me close this unmuting option. Okay. So today chapter name is Akshar Brahma Yoga. Okay. Akshara Brahma Yoga. So what is the meaning of Akshar? Akshar means that thing. Shar means the thing which deteriorates. Okay. Akshar means the thing which do not deteriorate. Okay. So last time we have read that in the last sloka of 7th chapter, Krishna told many new terms. Okay. And we told that Arjuna will be asking those terms, and this chapter will start from that. Okay. So we shall start from that, those 8 questions which Arjuna asked. So today we will start with the 8 question which Arjuna asked. Then we shall see the important question, and we shall try to discuss those. Okay. So let's try to move in the chapter. Let's start with Guru Pranam mantra. Om Agyanam Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manoabhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamcha Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the teachings is based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and we pay our humble obeisances unto his feet so that his teachings of Bhagavad Gita we can apply in our life. So let's summarize all the chapter which we have read till now. So we started with chapter number 1, and we started the simple concept that we need faith to understand Bhagavad Gita. Then sign and erection. Okay, so we observing the army were the 3 people. Okay, we have read. Then Arjuna's reason for not fighting. Second chapter, Gita Saransa or summary of Gita. Okay, so importance of Guru we have read. Okay, the 3 levels of realization we have read, and then knowledge about the jnana, and jnana about the body and soul we have read. Okay, and then at last we have read about the self-realized soul or Atmaram. Third chapter, Karma Yoga. So we have read about the Karma Yoga and the Yoga ladder. So Arjuna asked this question: action is better or renunciation? So action was better at that time. Okay. Fourth chapter, transcendental knowledge. So fourth chapter, Krishna tells about the jnana, the history of Bhagavad Gita and his transcendental position, and about the transcendental knowledge. Okay, so last part was the process of transcendental knowledge: surrender to Guru, and then render service to him, and inquire from him submissively. So those things were there. And the fifth chapter, that is Karma Sannyas Yoga. So this question was asked: which is better, action or reaction? Again, okay. So Krishna tells that work in devotion is better than the renunciation. Okay, renunciation work, Falgu Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is the work with the devotion. Okay, so we have read about that. So then we have read about the how to purify our body, mind, and senses without any desire. Okay, so Karma Sannyas Yoga we have read. We have read about the three types of karma in this chapter. Three types of karma means the one is karma, the other is vikarma, and the other, which is the transcendental, that is called akarma. Okay. Then chapter 6. Okay. Chapter 6 is dhyan yoga. So we have read about the dhyan. Okay. So in this we have read the mind is as enemy or a friend. So we have read mind can be enemy, mind can be friend, both it can be. Okay. So we have read about the Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati, the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, and then we have read about the Arjuna told that no, I won't be able to do. Chanchala hi mana Krishna. The mana is very chanchal. I'm not able to do this. Okay. We have read about the success or failure, who the person who tries this. Okay. And then at last we have read about the who is the greatest yogi of all the yogis. So we have read that the bhakti yogi is best among all the yogi. Then from chapter number 6, after the chapter number 6, that is from chapter number 7, the bhakti yoga started. Okay, so actually from chapter number 7 bhakti yoga started. So one chapter of bhakti yoga we have already covered. Okay, jnana vigyan yoga. So chapter number 7 name is Gyan Vigyan Yoga, and in that we have started with hearing process. We have read that there are three processes of hearing, the three processes of acquiring the knowledge. The first is that direct perception. Okay, the sense, direct perception through the senses. Okay, that is called pratyaksha praman. Second is the making some theories based on the direct perception, that is called anuman praman. Okay, making theories. So these two we have read that these two are not the perfect source of knowledge. The third source, that is called shabda praman, or hearing from a bona fide source, is the most important source. Okay, and Krishna himself is telling the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, all the Purana, all the Vedas, all the summary of all those things. Krishna himself is telling. So Krishna is emphasizing on the hearing process. Hear from me. Okay. Then we have read how we can see him everywhere. So Krishna was telling, I am the Raso Apsu Kanteya. So I am the taste of the water, sun, moon, light. I am all the work I am doing in you. Okay. And how this the superior energy, inferior energy, all the energy are a part of mind only. So everything which we are seeing in this nature, in this world, in this universe, everything which is there, it is part and parcel of Krishna. So actually everything can remind us of Krishna. So this was the part we were reading, the seeing him everywhere. Then 4 types of people we have read: who accept Krishna, and 4 types of people who reject Krishna. Okay, so 4 types of people: Arth, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani. So we have read many different types of examples, and we try to understand the 4 types of people who try to understand. But those 4 types of people should be pious. Okay, unless and until they are pious, they won't surrender to Krishna. Okay, so that is the thing. The piousness or purity is required. So the basic thing is purity. When we are basic thing is purity, and those basic thing is found. Those 4 things are found in the pious people, then they can surrender to Krishna. So basic ingredient is the piousness. Okay, and then we have read who is the best among them is the Jnani, who is surrendering, who is devoting himself to Krishna. That is the best. So this is the summary of all the chapter we have read till now. So let's move towards the chapter number 8. That is this is chapter number 8, and the chapter name is Attaining the Supreme. Okay, Akshar Brahma Yoga, or Attaining the Supreme. Chapter, the mnemonic is dead, DEAD. When we go through the chapter, you will understand why this chapter mnemonic is dead. What is the meaning of dead? So in actually, we'll discuss the art of leaving this body. Okay. Till now we were discussing art of living, how we should live. Okay, what is the perfection of life, how we should live, how we should do work. But in this chapter number 8, Krishna will tell art of leaving this body, how we should leave this body, how we should die. Okay, so about death is this chapter explain what is the ideal death we should have. Okay, so that is the thing explained in this chapter. That's why this chapter mnemonic is dead. Okay, so first chapter, doubt, Arjuna's 8 question. I already told you that in the 7th chapter, last sloka, there are many terms over there which Arjuna will ask, and that is the doubt of Arjuna. Okay, so 8 questions. And then we'll read about the end of life, how we should end our life. Okay, so that is the second part, the most important part of this chapter. Okay, then attaining the supreme, then with the devotion. So that, okay, so let's start with the doubt part. So the first part is the doubt, 1 to 4 sloka. Okay. So Arjuna asked 8 questions. We are discussing 8 questions from the seventh chapter. So these are the 8 questions. So Arjuna asked 8 questions again. So Arjuna is asking, what is Brahman? So these all the terms are taken from the last sloka of 7th chapter. So what is Brahman? First question. What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? What is Adi Bhuta, Adi Dev, Adi Yajna? Okay, governing bodies. Okay, Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva, and Adi Yajna. And where, whoever he is, where is the Adi Yajna is residing? Okay, where whoever he is residing, where he lives. Okay, and how can those engage in devotional service know Krishna at the time of death? Okay, so those who are engaged in devotional service can know Krishna at the time. How they can know? So these are the 8 questions. Okay. So in summary form, let's discuss what are the answer. Then we'll go through the answers. Okay. So Krishna is answering, Brahman is the indestructible soul. Okay. Our soul, the Atma is called Brahman. And beside the Brahman, there is one another Param Brahman, that is the Paramatma. So with Atma, there is also Paramatma living in our heart. Okay, so that is the thing. So there is Brahman, there is Param Brahman. Two types of Brahman are there, Brahman and Param Brahman. So the Brahman is the indestructible soul, Okay, then what is Adhyatma? Adhyatma is Adhya of Atma. What is the nature of Atma? What is nature of soul? Okay, so soul's nature is called Adhyatma. So what is our Adhyatma? What is our soul's nature? Soul is part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, soul is part and parcel of Krishna. So naturally, our natural position, our soul's natural position, our soul's nature is to serve Krishna. Okay, so when we serve Krishna, that is called our Adhyatma. Okay. Then third, what is karma? Karma means reactions that forces soul to take material body. Okay, so we are doing many types of karma daily. Maybe punya karma, maybe papa karma. Okay, maybe good reaction, maybe bad reaction that have. Both reaction will force us to take material body. So if we are accumulating many good karma we are accumulating. So enjoy that good karma. We need to take body. We need to take material body. If we are accumulating pap karma, that also to enjoy that, not to enjoy, the suffer those pap karma, we have to take material body. So the karma that forces, reaction that forces soul to take material body, that is called karma. Okay. Then Adibhuta. What is Adibhuta? This material nature of Prakriti is called Adibhuta. It is created, maintained, and destroyed. So it is changing. Adibhuta, Krishna tells that this is the ever-changing material manifestation. It's called Adibhuta. Okay. Then Adi Devata. What is Adi Devata? The universal form. Universal form of Krishna. The it's called the Adi Devata. Okay. Then Adi Yajna. To whom this all the yajna are going to? To whom? Who is the ultimate benefactor of all the yajna? Okay. So Krishna, as super soul of all the sacrifices, is the Adi Yajna. Okay. So Krishna, he is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapsham. So all the yajna, all the tapasya is dedicated for Krishna only. He is the ultimate beneficiary of all the yajna and tapasya. So he is Adi Yajna. So where does he live? He presides in everyone's heart. Okay. Where does he live? Everyone's heart. Isvara Sarva Bhutana. Every bhutanam, every living entity is living as super soul in every living entity. So where does he resides? In everyone's heart. Okay. So these were the questions, but these are the seventh question only. Eighth question we'll discuss after we are discussing this part. Okay. So Brahman, we have read that it's indestructible and eternally existing and refers to the living entity. Okay. So living entity is called Brahman. But beyond this Brahman, there is Para Brahman, refers to the Supreme Lord. So two types of Brahman, Brahman and the Para Brahman. Brahman is the living entity, Para Brahman is the Supreme Lord. Okay. Adhyatma, that is the nature of the soul. Karma is the the work, which is the reactions which are making us to take this material body again. Okay, that is called karma. Then what is Adibhuta? So Adibhuta description is there. Ever changing material manifestation. So the important one, ever changing. Ever changing. Okay. Material manifestation. So this material manifestation is changing every time, every second. Every day, every time, every second you can tell. And it is ever changing. It is not fixed. Okay. So that is the material manifestation. So anything you see in this material universe, that is changing every time, every second, ever changing. These are ever changing. Okay. So the physical nature is constantly changing. That is the only constant thing in the nature, that it is changing, constantly changing. Okay. So the only constant thing in this nature is it is changing. Okay. The material body generally pass through 6 stages. So there are 6 stages mainly from which the material body passes. So what are those 6 stages? Everyone is passing. Okay. First is the birth. So everyone takes birth. Okay. So that is the first change. Second, the growth. So our body will grow now. Okay. So it is growing now. So you can see here, this baby has taken birth. Okay. Then it is growing. So it is growing now. So that is called the second change. Okay. Second stage. Then it is maintained. So it is maintained. So it is maintained now. Okay. Then it is producing some byproducts. Some children they will produce. Okay. So like byproducts they will produce. Then they will dwindle. They will go down. Okay. And then again they will vanish. That is death. 6 changes. Okay. Birth, growth, maintain, produces byproduct, dwindle, and vanish. Okay. So this physical nature is called Adi Bhuta. And the important thing, ever changing. Everything is important in the material manifestation is ever changing. Okay. So those were the seven question. Now comes the 8th question, and we are moving to the second part, that is called end of life. What was the second question? Can anyone tell? 8th question. Whatever the 8th question we discussed, there were 8 questions and 7 questions we have discussed. Whatever the last question, can anyone tell me if anyone remembers? So I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Neil Prabhu, attain Lord. Yes. So, yes. You're right. So that was the question, the last question. How to attain Krishna at the time of death. Okay. So art of dying or art of leaving this body we are going to discuss now. So end of life. So the 8th question was, how can one attain a spiritual destination at the time of death? How we can attain spiritual destination, how we can attain Krishna at the time of death. Okay, so end of life we are going to discuss now. So before we discuss, let's try to understand this concept. Hearing is important. Okay, so 7th chapter was started with hearing, but practical application is the most important. Okay, practical application is most important. So many people they will try to read some books. Okay, some books they will try to read, but if they are only taking the knowledge and if they are not applying in the life, nothing is going to change unless and until you apply those teachings in your life. Nothing is going to change. Okay, just like I'm telling that first thing which I told, that we should have faith. Okay, Second thing, from second chapter, we started telling you that this chanting is the yug dharma. Okay, and we should chant daily. We should take the name of Lord daily. Okay, so that is the hearing part. Many people will apply that practically in their life. They will start chanting. Okay, and if they start chanting, that is the first step. Okay, and from there the change will start, will change, the start of the change will happen. So that is the practical part. Okay, so that is the thing. Only hearing is not going to change. We have to apply this practically in our life. So it is important. Hearing is important, no doubt. Hearing is important. That is the basic thing. That is the seed. Will From there will acquire the seed of devotion. Okay, so if we are hearing, that seed is there in our heart now. Okay, but we have to give water to the seed. And what is the process? Practical application is most important. Okay, practical application. Okay, so when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we have that seed now. Okay, but we have to grow that seed. How to grow that seed? To nurture that seed. How to nurture? Practically apply the teachings. Okay, so practical application is most important. So what we are hearing, and if you are not applying, that thing will vanish after 4 days, 5 days, or maybe 1 hour, 2 hour. Okay, no effect in our life. Everything is same as before. Okay, everything is same as before. There is no change. So the most important part is, as we are taking the course, we should apply the teachings also. So what is the teachings I'm giving? All the teachings, and the basic thing is to chant. Okay, is to chant. So that is the thing. So one basic thing is there, that without purity nothing can change. You cannot experience happiness, you cannot experience God, you cannot anything you cannot nicely do in your life. The basic thing is the purity. Okay, the piousness. So if purity is not there, if piousness is not there, nothing will happen in your life. No change will happen in your life. Okay, you will be same as before. So what is the most important thing? Is purity, is the piousness. As soon as we start chanting, as soon as we start associating with Lord's name, what happens? Purity will start happening. Okay, it will purify our heart. Okay, we have read in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sishyatakam, still Chaito Darpan Marjanam. So whatever dust we have accumulated in the heart, it will clean. Chanting will clean that dust. Okay, and gradually it will bring piousness in us and every change, and then it will be easy to apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in our life. Okay, unless and until piousness is there, any teachings you cannot apply. Bhagavad Gita teachings you cannot apply unless and until piousness is there. You will experience other change only. Okay, you will think of these teachings in other way only. Okay, not as the which Krishna is telling to his devotee, that is Arjuna. Okay, so the thing is, piousness all persons require. How the piousness will come? Unless and until we are chanting. Okay, so start chanting. So that is the thing. Practical application is most important. How practically we can apply? Unless and until we have piousness. So that is the basic important thing, that we have to chant. Okay, only then will be possible to remember the Lord constantly. Unless and until we are pure, we won't be able to remember Lord constantly. Okay, that is the thing. Hearing, chanting, remembering. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Okay, so these are important processes. We have already discussed 9 processes. Out of the 9 processes, 3: Smaranam, Kirtanam, Shravanam. Shravanam, you are already doing, you are listening to the Bhagavad Gita classes. You are listening to the Bhagavad Gita classes, you are attending the classes daily. Shravanam part you are doing. Kirtanam, chanting, taking the Lord's name. Smaranam, okay, remembering the past time of Lord, chanting. Okay, those are the things. So now Krishna tells about the death, how to remember Krishna at the time of death. So let's start that teaching. So Krishna tells, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasti yatra samsayaha. Krishna tells, Antakale, the time of death or the last time, cha mam eva, mam means me, eva means only. Okay, so Antakale cha mam eva, only me. Smaran muktva kalevaram. Kalevaram means body. Muktva means leave. Okay, smaran means remembering. So Antakal, at the time of death, if any person leaves this body by remembering me alone, mam eva, me alone, what happens to that? Yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasti yatra sansayah. So he will attain madbhavam, he will attain my nature, Krishna's nature. Krishna's abode, he will attain. Nasti yatra sansayah. There is no doubt in it. Okay, so Krishna tells that at the end of life, a person who leaves this body, only remembering Krishna alone, will attain Krishna's nature. And in this, there is no doubt. Okay. So one purpose of life we have got now, that at the end of life, we have to remember Krishna. That is the perfection of our life. That will be the perfection of life. If we are able to remember Krishna at the time of death, that will be the perfection life. So it seems very easy. Okay. So at the time of death, we just have to remember Krishna and everything will be okay. We'll go to Krishna. That is the thing. Okay. But there is catch. Okay. There is a catch. What is that catch? The death is a very painful process. Okay. The birth is also very painful process. Death is also very painful process. It is said in the Shastra that if 40,000 a scorpion bite at 1 second, at one time, okay, that much pain will be there at the time of death. Okay, so very painful process. So that is very painful process. So remember. So now think of this: that if one scorpion is biting you, okay, and now try to remember Krishna at that time. It will be very difficult, very difficult. Okay, we will be our our mind will be traveling on the pain and other things only. We won't be able to remember Krishna. So that means it is a very painful process, and it is difficult to remember Krishna at the time of death. Okay, but if it can be. So so try to understand this in an example manner. Okay, so if I tell you that this death is like an exam, okay, one time exam is there after death, so exit exam. So once you remember Krishna at the time of death, that is the exit exam. If you are passed, then you will go to Krishna. If you fail, then again you will take birth again, different entity. Okay, so that is the thing. So that is one type of exam. Okay, now try to if exam is there, what you will do? If I tell you that exam is very hard, okay, so what you will do? You will try to prepare for the exam. Okay, so now you have to prepare for the exam. Okay, but so what is the exam question? Exam question is there that we have to remember Krishna at the time of death. Okay, so we have to prepare for that. How we can prepare? How we can prepare? Can anyone tell me in the chat box how we can prepare exams? Question I told you, okay, that you have to remember Krishna at the time of death. How you can prepare yourself for that exam? 10 seconds. Okay, I'll count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, answers coming. So answer, practice chanting. Okay, so practice now. That is the thing. So we have to practice now. We have to practice remembering Krishna now. Okay, so that is the thing. So that is the preparation. So you can say this life is a preparation phase. This life is preparation for perfecting our death, for perfecting our life. And we already know what is the perfection of life. That is at the time of death, we should remember Krishna. And for remembering Krishna at the time of death, we have to remember Krishna whole life. That is the practice time. So this is the practice time. Okay. One more catch. If I tell you that exam is there, and definitely you have to pass the exam, but the time is not known. Maybe the exam, maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months, maybe after 10 days, maybe after 5 days, maybe after 1 day, maybe after 5 minutes, maybe after 1 minute. Any time can be the exam. Okay, so that is the thing. That is the situation with the death. Okay, no one knows when their death will happen. Okay, no one knows what happens today. We don't know. Okay, what will happen to us tomorrow? We don't know. Okay, so the time of death is never certain. Okay, no one knows when that death is going to happen. So that is the so if you know that anytime can exam, if I tell you anytime can exam happen, so when you will start preparing? When is the time you will start preparing? So what is the answer? When you will start preparing? 10, 9, 8, 7. Right now. Answer is right now. Okay, you have to prepare right now because the time of death we don't know, time of exam we don't know, and surely we have to pass exam. Everyone has to pass exam. Otherwise, again the same cycle, birth and death. We don't know human body or lower species. We don't know which species. So many species are there. 84 lakh species are there. Out of that, only 4 lakh species are of human. Others are different species, lower animal species. Okay. So that is the thing. We don't know next time we'll get this body or not. Okay. So we have to pass this exam. That is the sure thing. We have to pass. Okay. So for passing that exam, we have to prepare from now. Prepare from now. That is the thing. That is the catch. Okay. So that is the second point I wanted to discuss. That exam is not certain. Third thing. Okay. So imagine after the end of year you will have exam. Okay, imagine after 1 year you will have exam. Okay, or that exam is very big. Okay, now you are preparing also daily. You are preparing yourself for the exam. Daily you are preparing for the exam, but exam is very late, and that exam is only one time. There is no, you cannot repeat that exam next this life. Okay, you have to take another life. You have to wait for many days to pass the exam again. So that exam is very important. That exam is the final exam, and you have to you are preparing also. So one thing, you want to attain that exam directly, or you want small quarterly exam or little exams, so that you can check yourself the preparation you are doing, that is correct or not. What you want, direct or small exams? Direct or small exams? What you want? You want small exams in between, or you want to attend directly the final exam? Yes, answers please. Small exams. So people are saying they want a small exam. So what do you think that small exams are there in our life? Krishna is very merciful. Is he giving the small exams in our life? In small papers in our life? Is he giving? Yes, he is giving. Okay. So many problems we face in daily life, and that problem is actually the smaller exams. Okay. So when we face the small exams, that is the actual time to test ourselves that we are remembering Krishna at that time or not. Okay. Are we constantly able to focus our attention at that time, that hard time, to Krishna or not? If we are able to concentrate on that time, we can say that we are moving in correct direction. If we are not, then we need to prepare more vigorously. Okay. So that is the thing. So every day, or maybe a day after the means in our life, we'll have small exams. We just have to identify that these are the exams. Okay, and we have to check ourselves that we are constantly focusing our mind during this hard time to Krishna or not. Okay, so if we are not able to test, if we are not able to pass this small exam, we have to vigorously prepare for ourselves. If you are able to pass, maybe there is a chance that we'll go back to Krishna. Okay, so that is the thing, and there is no doubt. Krishna says, nasti atra samsaya, there is no sansaya that he will come back to me if he remember me at the time of death. Okay, so that is the concepts. So we have one story in this connection. This is a story of Ajamila. Okay, story of Ajamila. So Ajamila was a great devotee in early life. Okay, so in the earlier life, he was a great devotee, but when he was child, he was married and he was child. So he was going to forest for picking up some flowers. Okay. So while he was coming from forest by after picking the flowers, he saw one prostitute with a man in the forest in uncompromising position. Okay. In compromising position. Okay. So they were in compromising position, and this person, Ajamila, who was a great devotee, saw those two persons. Okay. So just for a second, he saw, and he came back from the forest. After coming back from the forest, that situation, that picture was there in his mind. He was constantly thinking about that picture only. He was constantly thinking about that prostitute only, and he decided to go back to prostitute. Okay, so he went to prostitute. He bring that prostitute home, and everyone tried to convince him, no, this is not good thing, but he didn't listen. So he married the prostitutes, and he left his earlier wife, he left his family members, okay, he left his father, mother, everyone, okay, and he started living with the prostitute, okay. So prostitutes, prostitutes are many demands, he tried to fulfill those demands, and he was working very hard, but he was not able to fulfill, so he started doing sinful activities also. And he had many children with the prostitute, so many children. So he became very lusty with the prostitute, and he had many children, okay. So you can judge this, that at the age of 88, when he was trying, when he was dying, his younger son was 4 year old, okay, just 4 year old, 88 years year old, 88-year-old Ajamila, and the son was 4 year old, okay. So fortunately he kept the youngest son name is Narayana, okay, and he was very attached to Narayana, okay. So now the time of death has come, okay. So Yamaduta has come. So you can see in this picture, Yamdutas are there, okay. Yamduta, very fiery, very face was very dangerous type of face. And when he saw, Ajamila saw that they are coming to take me, he in fear he cried, Narayana, okay, Narayana. So actually he was telling the name of his younger son. But when he called the Narayana, suddenly the Vishnu Duta came, okay, because he was a great devotee of Lord, and at the time of death, he was taking the lead of Narayana, okay. So suddenly the Vishnu Duta came, okay, and Vishnu Duta and Yamduta, now both, they are Vishnu Duta stopped Yamduta from taking the soul, okay. Now there is talk between the Yamaduta and Vishnu Duta, and the talk is very nice. What is dharma? Why I am taking this body? Then Vishnu Duta, what arguments they are giving? So there is discussion, there is conversation, that Vishnu Duta were telling, you cannot take this body, you cannot take him because he is a Lord's devotee, and Yamduta were telling, no, he is not a good person. So like that discussion were happening, and at last nothing came out. Okay, so they both left. So this person, Azamila, was listening them, both of them. And he, while listening them, again, his consciousness came back. Okay. So he was now thinking, he was now thinking, what I have done to my life. I have wasted my life. Okay. So at that sudden moment, at that instantly, he left all the household activities. He went to the Haridwar, and he devoted himself, fully devoted himself for the devotional services. Okay. And at the time of death, when come his original time of death, then Vishnu Duta came and took him. Okay. And this story is depicted in a book called The Second Chance. Very nice story, very nice conversation between the Yamaduta and the Vishnu Duta. What is dharma? What is adharma? How the Vishnu Duta work? How Yamraj work? Whom Yamraj take? Where they take? Whom they do not touch? Okay. Those things very nicely discussed. Okay. So I encourage everyone who is interested, they can have this book, The Second Chance. They can buy this book and they can read. Okay. Very nice. Okay, actually, it is the story taken from the Bhagavatam. So if you read, that will cover. But for now, you can buy the book and read the story. Very nice story. What is dharma? What is adharma? What a person should do? What a person should not do in their lifetime? All things very nicely discussed. Okay. So what we have understood? What is the lesson from this story? Ajamila saw the compromising positions once in his life, and his life fully changed. Fully changed. Okay. A devotee, a pure devotee was there, and his life was fully changed. And we are having dust in our heart already. Okay. And daily compromising positions we are seeing. Okay. Daily through the internet, from outside, everywhere we see the compromising position, the advertisement, everywhere we see that there is compromising position. Okay. So one incident happened in Jamila life, and his life changed. Okay. And these incidents are daily happening. That's how much degraded we are. Just think about it. How much degraded we are. Okay. So much degraded. How to purify? How to purify? That is the thing which we are discussing. Purification is needed. Unless and until we are purified, how Krishna will live in that our heart. Okay. How Krishna will we will invite Krishna in our heart. Just like yesterday was Deepavali. Okay. So Deepavali, Krishna, why the Deepavali is celebrated? Lord Ram came after 14 years to his home back. Okay. And then Ayodhya Vashi, the people who are living in Ayodhya, they celebrated the Diwali festival. That was the thing. Now, are we inviting? So, what was the mood, festival mood? Are we inviting Lord Ram in our heart? Okay. Are we inviting our Lord in our heart? Is our heart clean that much so that we can invite Lord Ram in our heart? Why we are celebrating Diwali? Just to kuch meetha ho jaye, kuch khatta ho jaye. What is this? This is not good thing. Okay. This should be like कुछ chanting हो जाए, कुछ कथा हो जाए, कुछ लॉर्ड का नाम हो जाए, कुछ रीडिंग हो जाए, कुछ भगवत गीता रीडिंग हो जाए. These things are valuable. What is the meaning? कुछ मीठा हो जाए, खट्टा हो जाए. What is the meaning of lightening our heart, lighting our house if there is no light in our heart? Okay, so that is the proper mood we should have. People are worshipping Lakshmi Devi. They should have done. They should have money in their home, their life. What is the meaning? Huh? Totally changed. The meaning has totally changed. Okay, people are only interested in the material things. Okay, so that is the thing. We need to purify our heart and then invite Lord. Okay, that is the proper mood for the Deepavali. Okay, so let's move. So we have read about the art of leaving this body. Okay, then again, Krishna tells on what basis does a soul get second chance? Yam yam vapya smaran bhavam tajate anta kalevaram tam tam evati kanteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. So Krishna tells, whatever state of being one remembers, when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. So at the time of death, if a person remember me, he will get me. At the time of death, he is remembering something else, like Bharat Maharaj. He was too much attached to the deer. He became deer next life. Okay, so that is the thing. So whatever state of being one remembers at the time when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. So what is the deciding factor? How we'll get the next body? That is the thing that what we remember at the time of death. And the body which is suited best to fulfill that desire will get that body. Okay. So like that, Prabhupada was given for example, a businessman was there. So successful big businessman. Okay. Very big businessman. So much opulence he was having in the family. Okay, so much opulence, very big businessman. But at the time of death, he was remembering that what is happening to my factory, was everything was all right or not, everything is happening or not, this person has taken money from me. He was telling his son that this person has taken this much money, like those things he was discussing. Prabhupada tells, mostly he must have become he must have taken birth in his factory only, and he must have maybe he has become a rat in his factory. Rat in his factory. He was too much attached. Okay, a person is building a big building. Okay, for his living, but his life is limited. So now at the time of death, he is thinking about the is the building, how is the building, his family members. Prabhupada writes, he may have become the tree in front of his house. Let's observe this in his house. Let's observe his baby, his child. Okay, so that type of kind of thing we are doing. Okay, so that is the thing. So how to remember Krishna at the time of death? We have understood that practice sadhana throughout life. We have to remember Krishna throughout life. Live a pure pure life. We have to have pure life. Unless and until life is pure, it is very difficult. Okay. This example will tell you. This lady, so much exposure she want to do. She is very happy in exposing. Next life, he got a tree life. Okay. Now fully exposed every time. This person is sleeping too much. Okay. He want to sleep too much. God has given the birth of a bear. Now sleep 6 months. Best body. Okay. This person so much engaged in meat eating. Ah, very nice. He's eating very nice. So this human body is not suitable for meat eating. God has made him tiger. Now go to the forest and eat meat very nicely. This body is suitable for the meat eating only. Okay. The tiger body is suitable for meat eating only. So eat the meat. This untouchable things he is eating, untouchable things he is doing, untouchable things. Then become a pig. Okay. Do the untouchable things. No one is going to tell anything to you. Okay. So this is very, very suitable. And you will feel happy in that also. So, okay, so that is the thing. So whatever consciousness we have at the time of death, according to that, we'll get the body. Okay. So Arjuna started thinking, it is better for me to quit this world. Okay. It is better for me to quit this world because I'm thinking Krishna now. So better to quit this world. I will get Krishna Loka. So Krishna tells, Tashmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yuddhacha mayarpito mano buddhir mame vaishasya samshayaha. So there one more important thing. But Krishna tells, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, therefore. Tasmat means therefore. Sarveshu means every time. Kaleshu means time. So sarveshu kaleshu. Therefore, every time, what we have to do is Mam means me, means Krishna. Anushmara, we have to remember Krishna. Okay, we have to remember Krishna. We have to think about Krishna. And Yuddhacha, we have to do our duty also. It is not like that we have to go to Himalaya and do the tapasya only remembering thing. Not. Krishna telling Anusmara and Yuddha, both. You have to do your prescribed duty. You have to remember me also. Okay, so that is the thing. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna at the time of carrying out your prescribed duty of fighting. So you have to think in form of Krishna and at the same time carry out prescribed duty. Both are important. You have to remember also, you have to work also. Okay. With your activity dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Okay, so that is the thing. So Mahamantra, we remember Krishna through this Mahamantra. Okay. Begin your devotional service in the childhood itself. You can see the Prabhupada. Okay. He's taking out the Rath Yatra, he's engaging all the devotees. Okay. So that is the best time to start the devotional service. Childhood time. Our childhood time has passed. What to do, Prabhuji? So youthhood time. Our youthhood also has passed, Prabhuji. What is the time? So adulthood. Prabhuji, we are adulthood also, we are passing. What to do? So what is the answer? We have to start now. We are already late. Already late. We have to go back to Krishna. We are already late. Okay, so we have to start a devotional service from now itself. And we have to do is practice. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa manya gamina paramam purusham devyam yati parama parthanu chintayan. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of God and his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So we have to do Krishna, we have to work. The Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra work, we are doing that, we have to do. But our mind should always engage in remembering Krishna. And in this way we are doing, then we are sure to reach Krishna. Okay. Abhyas yoga yuktena. Ratnakar Daku. Valmiki. Okay, Ratnakar is a Daku, Dakait, Valmiki, great saint. And these two people are same people. How the transformation has occurred? Just by taking name, okay, just by taking Lord's name. Okay, that is the thing. That is the change can happen. That is the potency in the Lord's name. Okay. Two things. Anusmara, Abhyasa. Remember Krishna, do Abhyasa, your daily sadhana. Do your work. Okay. So that is the thing. That is the end of life part. Now, third part, attaining the Supreme. But how to cultivate this? Krishna gives about, Krishna tells about himself. So let's read this. Okay. How we can cultivate this knowledge that we have to remember Krishna at the time that Krishna says, Kavim Puranam Anushashitaram Manoraniyam Shamanushmaredya Sarvashadhataram Achintarupam Adityavarnam Tamshaha Parastat. So he's saying, one should meditate on Krishna as in the form of Kavim, as a person who knows everything. Kavi, person who knows everything. Okay. Puranam, a person who is oldest. Okay. One should meditate on the Supreme Personality as one who knows everything, that is Kavim, who is the oldest. Anushashitaram, who is the controller of everything. Anushashit means controller. He is controlling the everything. He is maintaining the everything, controlling everything. Okay. Then Anoraniyam, he is even smaller than an Anu. Smaller than an Anu, very small, smaller than an Anu. Samanusmaredya Sarvasya Dhataram means he is maintainer of everything. Maintainer of everything means not this human form of life, not this nature, even this universe, even the all the planetary system, all the planets in the in the in the in the solar system and above that, okay, all the planetary system, everything is maintained by Krishna. So can you think he is smaller than the Anu also, and he is maintaining the big planet also. That is achintya. Okay, we cannot imagine that. So next characteristics, achintya. Okay, inconceivable. Okay, we cannot conceive, beyond our conception. Achintya. Rupam, he has personal form also. Okay, he has this Sham Sundar form also. His Varna is like a Shama, sky color. Okay, his Vastra is Pitambar. Okay, he is having flute. He is having Morapankha. He is surrounded by the devotees. Okay, his eyes, his lips, his ears, his navel, all are like a lotus flower. Okay, so these are the description. He has Rupam also. Okay, he is Rupam. He has personal form. So we should remember in this form, Kavim, Puranam, Anushashitaram, Anoraniyam, Sarvasya Dhataram, Achinta, Rupam. Aditya Varnam, his Varna, his glow, his luminous is like sun. Okay, Tamsha Parastat. Okay, so we should remember Krishna in this form. Okay, so that is the thing. Ananya chetasa satatam yomam smate nityasah tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain. Krishna tells, I am very easy to obtain. This is our goal of life, to obtain Krishna. Our goal of this life, our goal before that is to obtain Krishna. And Krishna tells it is very easy to attain. Okay, how? Krishna tells that Ananya Chetasa Satsam. Ananya Chetasa, without deviation, Chetasa means mind, Satatam, every time. So one who remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain. So it is easy to obtain. Krishna tells very easy to obtain. Krishna giving the formula also, okay, that we have to remember him always without deviation. Because of his constant engagement in devotional service, I am easy to obtain. Constant devotional service. Okay. Three important what in this sloka. Ananya Bhakti, without deviation, without anything added. Okay. Sulabha is very easy to obtain. Third is Satatam, continuously, always, without breaking, Nitya, daily. Okay. That is the three important parts in this sloka. Every time, every day, every moment, we have to remember Krishna. And in this way, we are doing. It is very easy to obtain Krishna. So Krishna is giving not only how we can attain. Krishna is giving the formula also how to attain. Okay. O Brahma Bhuvarnokaha Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. He won't take Punar Janma. Punar Janmana Vidyate. Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya. After he attains me. Okay. If one person has attained me, he won't come back to this world again. He won't take Punar Janma. Okay. From the highest planet in this material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. Okay. So from the highest planet to the lowest planet, all are the place of misery. Okay. So there are 14 planetary system. If we get time in the maybe in the 9th or 10th chapter, we'll discuss Goloka chart. And in that time, I'll tell you that 14 planetary systems are there. Highest is the Brahma Loka. Okay. And the lowest is the Patal Loka. So all are from the Brahma Loka where Brahmaji resides to the Patal Loka. All are places of misery. All are the material world. Okay. And if a person goes to my abode, they won't come back to this place of misery again. So we'll discuss the Goloka chart. We'll see the 14 planetary system, higher planetary system, lower planetary system. 14 planetary systems are there. Everywhere there is birth, death, old age. So those things are there. Misery, the place of misery. Then comes the devotion part. Okay, devotion part. Krishna tells a person who accepts the part of devotional service is not bereft of result derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity or pursuing philosophical and productive activity. Okay, so people may think that if a person is doing devotional service and he is not engaging himself in studying the Vedas, performing the sacrifices, austerity, charity, philosophical study, all those things. So only by doing devotional service, he will attain everything. All the results of all those things he has to do. Only by doing all those things, he will only by doing the devotional service will he get all those results. Krishna tells. Simply by performing devotional service, he attain all these. All these he can attain simply by doing the devotional service, and at the end he reaches the supreme abode, supreme eternal abode, just by doing one thing. What is that one thing? Performing devotional service. Every result he can get. Vedas, studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerity, charity, philosophical and productive activity. Everything is done if a person do devotional service. So that is the thing. That is the Goloka chart I was telling. I will discuss next time. But for overview, I'm telling you, this is the material world. Is there? Okay, very small. This is the Vaikuntha Dham, and this is the Goloka Dham, which we are telling. Goloka, Goloka, Goloka. Many times I'm telling. Okay, so this is Dham we are referring to. That is called Goloka Dham. This is the Vaikuntha Dham. Okay, Vaikuntha. There is no Kunta. There is no misery. Okay, Vaikuntha Dham. And this is the material world. Okay, very small. Material world is 2/3 part. You can see it is the 2/3 and it's the 1/3. So material world is just 1/3 part. The spiritual world is very, very bigger than the material world. Okay, and you can see small thing. We'll discuss later that what these are things are there. But there are three worlds. Goloka, we are referring to this Goloka world. Okay, so once a person comes out of this material world, once a person goes to Krishna Loka, he won't come back to this world again. Okay. So the thing is, Krishna is a God, he's a person also. So Shyam Sundar Roop, his Roopam we have already discussed. He has a Shyam Sundar form. We should meditate on that form. Okay. We should meditate. And many references we get the Rupa. What is the Rupa? What is the how Krishna looks? We can get in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can get in the Brahma Samhita, we can get in the Mukundamala Shrota. Okay. So we can get many where it is written what is the Rupa of Krishna. And we can meditate on that root. That is the easiest thing. Okay. So that is the end from my side. So I'll just unmute everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Okay. So if there is any question, any doubt you have, any question you have in your mind, you can ask in the chat box. Okay. Any doubt, any question? Yes, Mataji, is there any question in your side? Unmute me, please. Okay, Amit Prabhu. Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I have personal question to you. You are doctors, Prabhuji, and when did you get close to Krishna? Can you please enlighten on your personal journey?
I already told you, Prabhuji, in the first class only. 3 to 4 years back, I started my journey. So I'm doing the started bhakti from 3 to 4 years. Okay. So that is the thing, Prabhuji. 3 to 4 years back, you can say. So one question we have got. Bala Mukund Prabhu. I have read that Jnana enhances bhakti, but is Jnana compulsory for bhakti since not many people have access to Jnana? Okay, so Krishna already tells that if a person is to engage in the devotional service, he doesn't need, he is not bereft of all the Jnana. So how we can devote ourselves to Krishna, how we can start a devotional service without Jnana? Okay, that is the question. I think that is the question, Prabhu, you are asking. So you are thinking that Jnana will enhance bhakti. So without Jnana, how we can do the bhakti. So I think that is a question. So the question, your question points that can we do bhakti without jnana? Okay, so that is the question. So answer is yes, we can do if we have correct association. Okay, so if we are associating with the people who are self-reliant, if you are associating with the people who are great devotee, okay, we can attain bhakti without jnana. There is no need of jnana. Okay, so there is one example in this connection of Narad Muni. Okay, so Narad Muni, I will tell you the example of Narad Muni in the coming chapters, but that essence is there. The Narad Muni in previous life was a maid child. He doesn't have any education, no basic education even. Okay, and he has become a great servant, a great devotee of Lord, just by associating with the great devotees. Okay, so that is the thing. So if we doesn't have jnana also, if the person is totally illiterate also, if we have correct association, he can transform. Okay, just like the Ratnakar we were discussing. Okay, he didn't read the Shastra, Vedas. Okay, so it doesn't require only the association. Narad Muni association is enough for him to transform. Okay, so that is the thing. So Prabhu, I think your question is answered without, but is jnana compulsory? Jnana is not compulsory. Association, if you have correct association, we can attain bhakti. So one Mataji has personal question. I am a student. Prabhuji, I have doubt. How can we get balance? Okay, so continuation of that question. So bhakti is a jnani in a way. Okay, so bhakta is a jnani in a way. So after you attain jnana, ultimately will come back to bhakti. So, but jnana is not compulsory for a bhakta. Okay, so that is the thing. Jnana is not a compulsory. The only knowledge is Krishna is the supreme. That is enough for and the correct association. That is enough to become a bhakta. Okay, so the persons, many people are there. Full life they are dedicating for the jnana. Full life, even that full life. Just one question: who am I? Who am I? What is my purpose of life? Many life they have dedicated. So we have read in the last chapter also. Okay, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Okay, so after taking many birth, the Jnani will realize the truth and then they will start doing bhakti. So that is the thing. So that is the Jnana is called a ladder. It is not the elevator. Jnana is called the ladder. After Jnana, many life you will spend to accumulate the Jnana. Many life for just one question: who am I? What is my purpose of life? That question only will take many life. Okay. After that, who is Lord? Okay. What is my duty? So many questions are there. So if a person accumulate those jnana, then finally we'll come back to bhakti. So he will start doing bhakti now, and then he will perfect his life. So that is the one process. Second process is very simple. Person associate with a pure devotee. His life is changed now. Okay, so every jnana which is there in him. Who am I? He knows. Who is the supreme? He knows. What is the purpose of his life? He doesn't know anything other than that. Okay, so that is the thing. That is the jnana required. Okay, that is what Krishna says. If I am giving this knowledge of bhakti yoga, after this knowledge, there is nothing to be known for you. Nothing left for you to be known. That was Krishna saying in the 7th chapter. That if I'm giving this knowledge, after this knowledge, there is nothing to be known. Okay, so that is the perfect knowledge. That is the perfect thing we should know. We should realize. Everyone is knowing now after reading Bhagavad Gita, but we are not realizing. Okay, for realization, purity is needed. So if you are pure inside, we'll realize the knowledge. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Okay, if you have faith in Krishna, if you are pure, then we'll realize. Okay, so bhakta is a jnani in a way. Yes, the required gyan he has, and he is doing the bhakti very nicely. He will go back to Krishna. So that is the thing. Okay. So I'll take one Mataji's question who has asked me personally. I am a student. Prabhuji, I have a doubt. How can we get balance between the married life and spiritual life by doing responsibility, and how to get close to Krishna? So married life, and so I am a student. First thing is student. Mataji has told that she is a student. Okay, so so if you're a student, you're acquiring the knowledge. Okay, So you can think like that. After acquiring the knowledge, whatever knowledge I'm acquiring, I will use this knowledge in the service of Krishna. Okay, that way you can do. Second thing you have asked, Prabhuji, I have a doubt. How can we get balance between the married life and spiritual life? So married life, spiritual life is not two different lives. Okay, so both can be the same life. So married life, if I ask you that how we can married life means we have the responsibility towards our family, responsibility towards our children, responsibility towards our house. Okay, so that is the married life we can discuss. Okay, so spiritual life is also like that only. Okay, but the thinking should be changed. Okay, the only thing is thinking we need to change. So married person can have many responsibilities. They can take out some time for Krishna conscious activity. They can chant. Okay, say that all this. Okay, so that is the excuse many people give. Okay, that we don't have the time to spend for the chanting. So that is the thing many people ask. So my answer will be, just see how much time you're unnecessarily wasting in a day. Okay, just see how much hours you're spending on your phone. Okay, that is unnecessary, mostly unnecessary. Most of the things are unnecessary. How many times we are just passing our time chit chatting those things and this thing. Okay, that those times are unnecessarily are passing. And if you're dedicating that time to Krishna, that will bring the difference. So we need to prioritize. Okay, there is time always in our life. We need to prioritize which thing we need to give time. If I know, if I'm if your husband tells that there is one important thing tomorrow we need to do. Okay, like 15-minute task. Okay, that important thing is not a very important thing is there and we need to do tomorrow. Okay, so there won't be any excuse of time because that thing is important. So we need to prioritize what thing is important in our life. Okay, so if the thing is important, and we need to realize that thing, that this thing is important. So if we realize, we'll prioritize, and that time will automatically come for that thing. Okay, so there is nothing that we cannot manage, we cannot balance between the married life and spiritual life. We just have to start. Okay, and then we'll see. So I'm not asking you to give your whole day for that. I'm just asking you to start by chanting. Okay, so when we are chanting, 10 minutes it will take for chanting one round. 10 minutes, very easy. Okay, one page of Bhagavad Gita reading, 2 minutes, 3 minutes you can read. Okay, so that is the thing. But we need to have the proper consciousness that we need to read. Unless and until that is there, we think that okay, who will chant, who will read Bhagavad Gita, it will take 3 hours, 4 hours. It is not like that. 15 minutes over. Okay, so if you're starting and if you're giving 15 minutes also, that can change your life. Okay, so that is the thing. That is the thing we need to understand, that the thing we need to understand, that this is important and we need to prioritize this thing. Okay, so that is the thing. So any other question?
No questions, I think, Prabhuji. Yes, one. No.
Prioritizing is important. Yes. Okay, so no question is there. So
Yes, Prabhuji.
we'll meet tomorrow, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Tomorrow we'll meet.
Okay, so thank you, Mataji. Yeah, you are outside and still you are attending the classes. Everything you are doing very nicely. Thank you, Mataji. So I'll unmute every person so that I can tell. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu